Yeah, that sounds refreshing, doesn't it? It sounds so good. Except this time, it's non-alcoholic, guys. I decided it's break time for me. So delicious Seagram's ginger ale. However, I'm super excited for today's show. We've got Chef Sam from the Brickyard joining us, and I am in a different locale. I'm actually, since I was in the area and I get to enjoy this by myself, I'm hanging out at the Hidden House, which is their sister restaurant, in this completely empty patio that I've always wanted to hang out in, and social distance kept that from us, but thankfully they allowed me to have the whole place to myself. So I'm going to bring in my co-hosts briefly who are doing some stuff in the background. Some of them are actually in the kitchen and cooking. But first, let me bring in Chef Sam to say hello. Sam, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Thank you.
Of course. Let me see if I got you there. I lost you for a second, but let me see if I got the full frontal chef. There it is.
There we go.
I love it. Hey, super excited to have you here. You met some of the co-hosts earlier. You've got almost 36 people watching right now already, and we've only been on the air a minute. So guys, thanks for joining us. Chef, I'm going to come back to you in 1 second. Super excited. I love the prep area you've got going on there. It looks amazing. Brett Berry, real quick, just want to see what you've got going on. Brett?
Hello.
What do you got going on over there?
Well, I'm set up, ready to cook. I'm going to drop the ball 5th anniversary IPA from Artifacts, I think it is. And then
Nice.
Ellie is about ready to crack open one of the new Frescas cans that we have.
Kick ass. Hey, when we come back to you, can you close that window behind you?
I mean,
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Adam Green.
That's great.
Teaching TV production.
I am not going to be cooking because I am useless in the kitchen, but I am pretty good at drinking. I'm going with the Rent House together tonight.
Thank you. Good choice, sir. Good choice. All right, cool. We'll come back to you in a minute. Thank you, Adam Ledford. Oh, that's Adam Green.
Adam Green.
What's up?
Hey, man. What's going on? You got the apron on? You're looking sexy.
Man, I do what I can, man. I do what I can.
Perfect. Chef, we can still hear you, by the way, and you're still here with us. We've just got Chef Cam going on. But, Chef, did you see the apron he's got on?
I absolutely love it. I think it looks great, and I'm kind of jealous that I don't have one. So if anyone out there wants to make that happen, I want one of those.
Yeah, if anyone's in an apron right now, if anybody's wearing something cool, post pictures. Chef, I'm not going to take too much more time. This is great. You guys are going to be cooking in the background. This is about you and about what you're doing. We'll field some questions and bring them up. But let's get this party started. Adam Ledford, I'll come back to you in a bit too. Let's do this, Chef. So what are we making today?
So today we're going to be making a spice rub pork loin with a sweet potato hash and arugula pesto. Real
Now
simple.
you can replace. Sorry, real quick, Chef. You can replace that protein with what are our options?
Yeah, the pork loin I just chose because it pairs really nicely with this. But you're more than welcome to choose like chicken or salmon or any kind of protein of your choice. Would work beautifully. I personally believe like salmon would be a great accompaniment with this dish.
Awesome. Go ahead and continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So I want to first start out by thanking you and all the boys from the Social Distance Drinking Club and the USBG Chapter Phoenix, Bobby Kramer as the president, for having us and hosting us live and having this opportunity to conduct this in front of everybody. All right. Well, I guess from here, we just say hello, world, and let's get started.
Let's do this.
All right, first thing I want to do is make sure that I have a nice sharp knife, okay? No chef is complete without a sharp knife. You can't really start anything unless you have your tools in place. Okay. First thing we want to do is start out with the yam, or the sweet potato. I like to call it a yam because that's how I grew up just calling it. We're going to start out with this because it does take the longest. So we're going to start out by peeling it, just nice even strokes down here. Make sure that we get all that skin. See all these black spots? If you do get the black spots in there, all you need to do is take your peeler and just peel through it. See that? Just that simple. You want those out. Just like so. Okay. Touch out the ends here. There you go. You have a nice clean potato. All right. I get my station cleaned up. And we're gonna start breaking down this sweet potato. I like to go a small dice, which is a 1/4 inch cube. I'm gonna demonstrate how to do that right now.
Hey, Chef, right before you chop this up, I forgot to ask you the most important question at the beginning of the show. What are you drinking?
I am drinking, for the first time, an Almanac Vibes Hoppy Pilsner. It's from Alameda, California, provided by Sleepy Well here in Chandler. Thank
Shout
you
out to
guys.
Sleepy Well. Nice. There we go. I'm going to cut to Chef sipping. There he goes.
Should I take another?
You're good.
All right. So the first thing I want to do is make sure that this sweet potato is at a manageable size for me to cut. So going at it right now, it's a little difficult because it is oblong. It is a very awkward shape. So let's break it down and make it manageable for all of us. So I like to take the ends off actually, and we'll save those for later. So now we have nice even cuts on the end. I'm going to break this down. Looks to me like a good third here. So nice even stroke here. Break this down. Okay. Now we have manageable pieces. From here, we're going to go 1/4 inch, right around it. If you guys go larger, just got to realize that it might take a little bit longer to cook in the oven. So I like to go with a small dice, which is a 1/4 inch cube. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Nice even strokes, good pressure throughout, and make sure that your potato is balanced because you don't want to slip it in your hand. All right?
Hey, Chef, you've got a few people who wanted to say hi that we saw earlier. You've got Jason Carlton says hi, Chef Sam. James Peterson says hello. And then you've got your Aunt Lori apparently. Hi, Aunt Lori. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. I mean, it's exciting.
Jim, hopefully you're out there too. Hopefully you guys are safe and doing well. I miss you guys.
That's what this is all about. Perfect.
Right.
Connecting everybody, man. I love it.
As far as social distancing goes, I think about 3,000 miles away. So love you guys. Here from Arizona all the way to Indiana. Hopefully you guys are doing well out there.
Nice. And one of my favorite comments so far, Chef, someone did ask, full frontal chef, I didn't know that it was that kind of show.
Should I take my shirt off?
Listen, like Adam Green said, we still have drinks on the show, so you can you do whatever you want once this thing's cooked, man. I just don't want you outside of in the kitchen with a fire completely in the buff. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, probably not. Let's hold off on that. I'm not wanting to set your house on fire. So hopefully all the instruction I give you today is going to be nice, safe, and easy for you guys to prepare.
Perfect.
All right? So now that we have nice 1/4 inch segments, some of them came a little bit larger. It's fine. All right? No big deal. We're going to go ahead again, 1/4 inch. And keep on doing this for the rest of them here. Okay. I'm only going to do a few because this one yam is going to be more than enough to accompany for all of them. So I'm just going to demonstrate for just this one.
Got it.
So once we have a nice 1/4 inch right here, we're going to go 1/4 inch again. Nice, small dice. Okay. That's what we're looking for there. If you guys can see that, hopefully you guys can.
Yeah, you can hold that up closer to the camera if you want. You can lift it up just to the top of the screen. We'll be able to see that. Nice. Perfect.
Perfect. That looks great. So we just keep on going along.
So while you're doing that last couple of chops there, I want to bring in Adam Ledford and Brett Berry briefly to see how their cooking is going. So real quick, hey, Adam Ledford.
Hey, what's up, man? Good. Making some sweet potato fries. About to dock them down.
So they look like fries right now?
They do.
You still got chopping to do. Brett, give me a thumbs up if you've got some chopped up potatoes so we can look at those. I think that was a thumbs up. Let's see what Brett's got.
I'm throwing them in the bowl because I'm doing a double serving here.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for closing that window, but now you just turn the camera towards an open window, another one. So,
Hey, man, you know what? The sun goes down eventually.
At like 7 o'clock. Trust me, I know. It's Ramadan tomorrow. Shout out Ginger Ale. So, all right, you got chopping going. I'm okay with it. Hey, Chef, how are we looking over there?
What was that?
How are we looking over there? You got a couple more to chop?
Yeah, just a few more. Not too much, but
Okay.
I break them all. I think I can get this done.
Well, I think this is a good time that we can have a conversation that we had a few minutes ago, you and I.
Yeah,
But we can do it publicly now. Chef's background apparently was once in theater, right?
Yes, I was.
Why don't you tell us what that was?
Junior high. Jesus Christ. I haven't been on stage or been live on camera, let's say about, what is it? Let me see if I can do the math here right. 15 years. But
Wow.
yes, I actually was in theater. I was a drama kid.
So I was too. And what was your first show that you did?
My first show I did was technically The Music Man. I only had one number, so I don't really consider that. But the next year, when I actually auditioned for a role, I landed the Tin Man. First try.
You were the Tin Man.
I was.
I did not play an appropriate role. I had it's not like anybody looked at me and thought that's definitely the role for Yousef. I was Ali Hakim in Oklahoma, the peddler from Persia. Yeah,
Okay.
totally. Nobody typecasted Yousef for that one, right? So what's our next step coming up? These are going to go into, you're going to roast these, right?
Exactly. So first thing we want to do is after we get these cut is to properly season them. So you want to grab a mixing bowl, get these in here, and we're going to get these tossed in a little bit of oil. So no more than, I'd say, a tablespoon. You just want to lightly oil these sweet potatoes. Too much oil, you're going to have really runny. It's not going to be pleasant. Mouthfeel, be really oily, obviously. So just a touch, really just enough to just cover. So I have here my little bit of oil. I'm going to take a tablespoon, measure out 1 tablespoon of oil. That's literally all you do. Little. No more than that. Okay, we're just going to get these a nice toss. So you guys can see that? Literally a tablespoon of oil was enough to cover that entire yam.
Nice.
Okay. So we're going to take a pinch of salt. And for those of you guys out there too who aren't comfortable like measuring out salt on your own, a nice 1/4 teaspoon of salt is perfect. And the same thing with pepper. Just a pinch of pepper or a nice 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, simple as that. Get those nicely tossed. Should look like that. Beautifully seasoned, nice and even. You want to make sure it's nice and even. Okay. After that, we're going to grab our roasting pan. I line mine with a little bit of parchment paper. If you guys don't have parchment paper at home, go ahead and use aluminum foil. It's just going to help with the cleanup afterwards. Okay, spread that out. All we're going to do is give it a little shake so it's nice and even across the whole pan. This is going to promote nice, even cooking throughout the whole process. So while we're talking about roasting, let's make sure that our ovens are set right around 425, 450, no more than that. It just depends on how strong your oven is. I have mine set right now at 425. So we're going to pop those in for about 25 to 30 minutes or until tender.
Awesome. And hey, while everyone's watching and you're about to pop those in, I know you handed them off to one of the other chefs there. I just want to remind everybody you can post pictures in the comments. If you post on Instagram or Twitter, use the hashtag #BeatTheBoredomAZ. And don't forget to tag us, the Social Distance Drinking Club, obviously. And we'll compile some of these and maybe even get a chance to look at them at the end of the show like we did last week. So send us your chopped up potatoes, okay? Hold on a sec. I got Adam Ledford's potatoes here. Take a look at those, Chef. Do those look okay?
Let's take a look. Those are beautiful. Someone knows how to work a knife.
All right, hold on. Now we got Brett Barry's potatoes. Hang on a second. It's potato cam now.
Hey, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Nice job, guys.
All right. So you got people following along, and you are giving them fantastic instructions. What's the next step, Chef?
So the next step, if you guys didn't purchase a bag from us, is to toast the almonds. If you guys already have a bag, I already did them for you. So we're just going to take a 1/4 cup of almonds.
Okay.
I like to use the slivered almonds. You guys can get whole almonds and literally just rough chop them. Work just fine. But today, we're just going to take a little bit of almond here. And we're going to do the same thing that we did with our sweet potato. I'm going to use just a little bit less oil. I'd say about a 1/2 teaspoon of oil to cover this entire thing. Okay. Nice 1/2 teaspoon of oil right there. Same thing, just a nice toss around, get it nice and evenly coated. And we're just going to season this. I like to just use salt with the almond. A little bit of pepper kind of makes them a little bitter, especially when you're toasting. So I just like to use a little bit of salt, just a small pinch of salt here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to get these right on the roasting pan. And you guys can do this at the same temp, at the same time as your sweet potatoes.
Hey, Chef, real quick. Someone was asking a question. I just want to go back to it just a minute ago. Nina was asking, what was the seasoning on the potatoes besides the olive oil?
Just salt and pepper. Keep it simple.
Perfect. And Beisha, I think, answered that as well. There you go. She just answered it. Salt and pepper. Thank you very much. Perfect.
So I have my excessively large roasting pan here for my quarter cup of almonds, but it's going to work just fine. Okay, we're going to roast this off, same temperature, 425, but we're going to go a little bit less time. I'm going to say right around 10-15 minutes. You want to check the oven periodically. I'd say check it every about 5 minutes and rotate, because you want them nice and brown, nice and even. Move them around every once in a while too, okay?
Awesome.
Get these roasted off, 425, total time of 15 minutes. Your end result's going to look something like this. So
cool.
You guys can see the color on there. Nice brown, nice and even. Great for snacking too. I can just eat these all day. So just simple as that. So while those are all going in the oven right now, we have some time. Let's start prepping our next step. We're going to start prepping our pesto, which is the demonstration that I'm going to use for this purpose of this dish. But we're also going to go across other techniques as well. Just in case you don't have a food processor, hopefully you have a blender. If you don't have a blender, I'm going to show you how to make it as a chimichurri, just a rough chop with your knife. So
we're going to start with the traditional method, right? You're going to go with the food processor.
Exactly, the traditional pesto method. I wouldn't call it a traditional pesto because I'm using arugula, so kind of my take on a pesto. But let's go for it. So I have my RoboCoupe here, or my food processor. I have a 1/2 pound of arugula. And this is going to yield quite a bit. This should yield you right around a quarter pesto. So you're going to have leftovers that you can use for other dishes. And please don't limit yourself to just using it for this dish. There's so many other options, other dishes that you can make from this. And we'll go over that a little bit later too. So let's go ahead and get our pesto or our arugula into the RoboCoupe here. Get in there nice and tight. Nice and tight. I think that's good. Don't ever want to overfill it. Just you want to let the RoboCoupe do its work without too much manipulation. So I have it right there nice and filled. And then we're going to go ahead and add 1 cup Parmesan to that 1/4 cup of toasted almonds that you have in the oven. Okay. So that's in there beautifully. We're also going to add 4 cloves of garlic. I have my garlic already peeled, but I want 4 nice large pieces of garlic. If you have smaller pieces, just go ahead and add a couple extra. Other than that, I think 4 is going to be good enough. All right. Next step we're going to do is we're going to our lemon. I want to use 2 lemons to start and have a 3rd one just in case I need a little bit more acidity. So we're always going to taste as we go. So I'm going to start off with 2. Hold on. I have my strainer here to catch the seeds. We're just going to go ahead and juice these.
Hey, so Sam, I don't know if you could hear me there. I wasn't sure if I had my mic muted. But some people were talking about the almonds, and some of you did get them toasted. Yes, if you picked up a bag yesterday or bought a bag yesterday from the Brickyard, they came toasted. He was talking you guys through that. So any questions right now while we're going through this process for Chef?
So that's it. We're just going to start off with 2 lemons. I might add a little bit more later, but like I said, we're always going to taste as we go.
Hey, tell Bobby to turn that camera sideways. I want to get that shot in there so we can see. Thanks, man. You're the best handy cam operator in the business.
All right, so our next ingredient that we're going to add to this pesto is 2 tablespoons of sherry vinegar. I like sherry. You guys can use red wine vinegar. It's going to be beautiful as well, but I'm going to go ahead and do sherry today. 2 tablespoons. And we can always add a little bit more later, but we're going to start out with 2. We're We're gonna go ahead and start this bad boy up. Actually, before we add it up, let's go ahead and measure out our oil. So we're going to use 1 cup of oil. We really just want to emulsify this to a point where it just starts to break down. Any more than that, you're going to start making a vinaigrette, which is how I'm going to demonstrate it here in the blender. Okay?
Hey, Chef, real quick before you fire that thing up. So you do have people asking if they heard you say you could use a blender instead of a food processor. Hang tight, everybody. He's going to walk us through every single one of those. So for anyone who is falling behind.
Exactly. I'm going to walk you guys through all the different techniques just in case you guys don't have a food processor at home. We're going to go through a blender method. We're also going to go through a hand chop method more along the lines of the chimichurri. So we're going to go and touch on all of those points.
Perfect. And this is a good opportunity for everyone to catch up on anything else that you were doing. If you're still chopping potatoes, we'll take a brief drink break and look back at the comments after we start making these sauces. Cheers.
A little advantage here too. All right, let's start this part. All right. So we really want to put this down before we add our oil into it, just to get a nice smooth consistency. Give it a light little shake, kind of help it work out. Just let it go. Let the food processor do its thing. There it is. There it is. But what I'm really looking for right now is a nice, pasty consistency, I guess. You want to break down the arugula, you want to get the almonds broken down, and you want to incorporate all that Parmesan cheese in there. We're going to give that a stop. I'm going to take my spatula, just scrape around the sides, and we're going to go one more time just to get it nice and smooth. If you guys are doing this at home with me right now, you guys can already start to smell it. It's start with that beautiful nuttiness from the almonds. You can smell the lemons and the freshness of the arugula. So we're going to go ahead and give that another go. There's not really a setting on this. I'm sure certain food processors do have settings, but this one is literally on. So just turn it. I actually want to give this a taste before we go any further. I want to taste the acidity, just to let myself know if I need to add another lemon, if I need another squeeze of cherry vinegar. So let's go ahead and give this a taste. What I'm looking for right now is a beautiful brightness from that lemon juice and the cherry vinegar. It's going to pair really nicely with the natural pepperiness of the arugula. So let's go ahead and taste it. I actually think that's really good. I think we're good here. A little acidity, a little extra acidity before you add your oil is a good thing too. Because when you add the oil, it's really going to neutralize that acidity. So
real quick, Chef, sorry not to interrupt you. A couple of people just asking questions that I think you're trying to catch up. So one of the questions was, it was 2 tablespoons of sherry vinegar, correct?
Yes, sir.
Got it. So Andreas, yes, 2 tablespoons of sherry vinegar. Chef, the other question was, how long are the potatoes roasting? I think the question was answered.
I have my oven set at 425, and I'm going to be a total cook time of about 25 to 30 minutes. You really want to check on it periodically, and just to make sure that they're just tender. They should be nice, fork tender. You can even pop one in your mouth, and if it's nice and al dente, if it has a nice chew to it, you're good to go.
Perfect. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So next step, other than the food processor, you've got kind of a different, this is going to give us a different consistency, right? With the blender?
Yes, but we're still working on the food processor here.
Oh, okay. Please continue.
We're almost done. One more step. Or actually a couple more steps. We need to season as well. Okay. So let's go ahead, get that going again. I'm going to measure out 1 cup of oil. Add it right into the food processor. See how that is breaking down? It's just coming together. That's all we're looking for.
One more time, Chef. One of the questions is how much oil? Just confirming. 1 cup? Is that right?
Yes, sir. 1 cup.
1 cup.
So let's give this a stop. Let's give it another nice scrape here. You see that pesto? You see this consistency? That's what we're looking for. It sticks to my spoon. It's not too chunky, while still having nice texture. Okay? So actually, let's go ahead and scrape that. I'm going to give it one more taste. And then we're going to go ahead and add our seasoning to it. I think that's beautiful. I think a little little more salt and a pinch of pepper. It's going to do the trick. So nice little pinch of salt. Pepper.
Nice.
On this one, I actually like to add maybe 2 pinches of pepper. That pepper is really going to bring out that arugula. Arugula is already naturally peppery. It's only going to just amplify that flavor. So I really enjoy pepper in this.
Hey, Chef, I know he's got the camera in your face there, but just turn towards the main camera that you've got on your right when you speak to us. We'll be able to hear you a lot better.
Okay, yep. Were you guys able to hear me on that last instruction?
Give it to him one more time.
All right, so when I added my seasoning to this, I just did a small pinch of salt, and I added just a little bit more pepper than I did salt, just to bring out the natural pepperiness of the arugula. It's going to really amplify that flavor. So just a little bit more pepper than you would salt, in my preference. Good. Let's give that another go. We're just going to pulse this real quick. That's it. That's done. Awesome. See, the fun part about cooking, you get to try it every step of the way. You're eating as you're cooking. It's awesome. And drinking too. Let's be real.
Cheers to that.
Right? All right, so let's go ahead and just get this in our Tupperware. We're going to save this for later. Get it in your refrigerator. It holds really nice in the refrigerator. It's only going to amplify the flavor. You can even make this a day ahead of time. It's going to taste even better tomorrow, I promise.
And once again, questions coming in. What was the seasoning that was added? So oil and seasoning, what was the mix of spices there that you threw in?
Literally just salt and pepper. Just keep it simple.
Keeping it simple. It's a lot of salt and pepper here. I think you should push it real good, buddy.
All right.
The next time you hit pulse it real good.
Yeah. Oh my God, I don't know. I totally missed an opportunity there.
You did, but it's okay. It's fine. That's what I'm here for. Hey, while you're doing that, I want to check back in with our dear friends Brett and Adam. Adam Ledford, where are you at in the process at the moment, sir?
I just went for it with the blender method, but it tastes great. It's a little bit soupier. I probably added a little bit too much olive oil, but it tastes amazing. So.
Well, good. All right, so you're caught up. Oh, hey, hi, Bobby. We'll come back to you later. So you're caught up. You're in a good spot. Your drink's still tasting good. Cheers to you. And Chef, we're gonna look at Brett's as well. Brett, let me see what you got.
Hey,
Food processor. So we're looking.
How's that looking, Chef? What do you think?
I think that looks great. I think the texture of it looks really nice. See how it's actually like slowly sliding on the side of the bowl? I think that's perfect. That's what
Looks like you boys are nailing it. Guys in the comments, please post your pictures. Send them in. Tag them. We'll go look at those in a little bit. We're going to have some people join us as well. Chef, you ready to go on to the next method?
Yeah. So the next method we're going to go ahead and do is the blender method. This is going to yield right around the same amount, right around that quart area. But the only thing that's going to change is the texture and consistency of this sauce. We are now making more of a vinaigrette than we are a pesto.
Okay.
So same thing. The only thing I do differently to start is I like to add my juice into the blender first, just so the blender has something to work with rather than just grinding up the arugula raw. So it just adds a little bit of liquid to help the blender out. So same thing, literally the exact same ingredients, exact same measurements. We're just gonna go ahead and do it in a blender. So another 2 lemons. Grab my strainer here. Give it a nice juice.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's tagging photos. I'm going to get to those in a little bit. Adam, you look like you're having a hard time scooping out the delicious pesto there. What's going on?
That's a high-walled blender. I want every last little bit. No hard time here, brother.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell if you were having a hard time or you just wanted every last delicious bit. So that's what it is.
Great time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Brett
wait,
Berry,
What's up?
how's your drink?
Oh, delicious. I'm drinking this down fast so I can get some of that Frescus mandarin.
Okay. And your pesto, did you taste it?
Yes, it's tasting pretty solid. It's in the fridge now. So the sweet potatoes roasting, pesto's in the fridge. Chef can do the other way of doing it, and I don't have to worry about anything.
Perfect.
You guys see how simple this really can be? As long as we call it here in the industry as a chef, mise en place. It means things in place. It's literally having everything ready to go, and cooking is as simple as your ABCs. Really, just 1, 2, 3. I didn't. All right, so same thing. I have my lemons juiced. I'm gonna go ahead and add my 4 cloves of garlic. Add my arugula. Want to really nice and pack it in there, just to help the blender out a little bit. Go ahead and add our Parmesan and almonds. Same thing. 1 cup of Parmesan to about 1/4 cup of toasted almonds. Okay. All right, so there it is. Let's get this going. I'm gonna get my lid on. I'm gonna start this off on a low speed and gradually increase my weight up. All right.
So, Chef, are you just stirring that up in there to make sure everything gets blended up properly?
One thing I did forget to add was my sherry vinegar. so
So
let's go ahead and add that right now. Same thing, 2 tablespoons of sherry vinegar is going to do the trick. Go ahead and add that in. Always like to make sure that we have all of our ingredients in before we add our oil. This is how we're going to properly emulsify our dressing or properly emulsify our pesto here. If you add anything after the oil, it has a potential of separating or breaking. So I always like to add all my ingredients prior to emulsifying.
Awesome. Hey, Chef, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
So just want to look at the comments while you're doing that. Tons of people asking questions here. Allie, you should be able to rewind. If you can't, I apologize. At the end, you will be able to. She did ask, do the pine nuts go in the pesto?
So I am using almonds, but yes, yeah, they all go in the same.
She probably has the same almonds. They are not pine nuts. But yes, they go in the pesto. Jordan says the pesto is so bomb.
Good
So
on
there you
you,
go.
Allie. Traditional pesto does have almonds. Or I'm sorry, it does have pine nuts. So good on you for knowing that. We are using almonds today just because I really do enjoy the flavor of the almonds. It's not as assertive as a pine nut. It's more mellow. And I think it actually adds a little bit more texture too when you're using the pesto method.
Got it. Awesome.
Let's go ahead and
See Bobby working the steady cam there. Adam Ledford said he burned his nuts. Listen, that really sucks, Adam, but how are the almonds coming around? Can you fill us in on how your almonds look?
Yeah, I now know what it's like to have brown nuts. So I guess I burned my nuts. So doing them again because we've got time.
See, mistakes can get made, right, Chef? It's okay to make mistakes.
Oh, it's absolutely all right.
Let's go back to looking at this. Adam, we'll come back to you. Please keep us updated on any more kitchen mishaps. Blender Man. We can definitely call Adam Ledford Blender Man. And for anyone who's sitting here going, wow, we're making a whole lot of pesto. Chef, I'm going to come pick up some of that pesto because you are showing us how to make it 3 different ways.
Yes.
This is a chance for everyone to catch up, whatever method you end up using. You can kind of tease the next one, I suppose, but this one the next one is the one you really got to pay attention to and you should be excited for. It's a chimichurri, right?
Yeah, it's
Cool.
super simple, very rustic, and it's just timeless, honestly.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and try. this vinaigrette before we season. I think that's really nice. Maybe a touch more sherry vinegar, in my opinion. Just a touch more. No more than like a half teaspoon. It's really going to make that acidity pop and really bring out those flavors. Now let's add a touch of salt. And same thing as the pesto before. I always like to add a little bit more pepper to the arugula, really just to amplify that arugula flavor. Okay. So now that we have that seasoned, let's just get this buzzed up.
Oh yeah, it sounded like a Ferrari starting up on my end. That's how you know it's a good vinaigrette, is when it sounds like an Italian sport supercar, right?
Call it the Ferrari of vinaigrettes here, right? Let's give this. I think that's great. So, a small extra step that I would do here in the restaurant is to actually pass this through a strainer. It's really going to pick up those small little fibers that are left behind from the arugula, pick up all the grittiness that you might get from the Parmesan cheese. So I actually going to use that same strainer, and into my mixing bowl, I'm just going to pass it through this strainer. Clear my station.
And this is a reminder for everyone that the strainer method is something you would do if you did this in the blender, right?
You did it in the blender, correct, yes. You don't want to strain out your pesto. You want that nice chunky texture feel to it. This is only if you're going to use the blender. And it's an extra step. It's absolutely unnecessary, but just for that little added, I don't know, pizzazz, I guess. It's going to really improve the texture of this vinaigrette. Let's get that all in there. And we're just going to go push and pull. Just pass it through. See it? Everyone see it? Just a nice push and pull. Pass it in through the strainer. It's going to pick up, like I said, all those little extra fibers that the arugula might leave behind. It's going to pick up a little bit of that grittiness that the Parmesan might leave behind. We're really just passing it through. Look at that. You can even see at the bottom of your strainer here. Maybe you can't. But like there's a little bit of sediment of like the almonds, some little bit of fibers from the arugula. We're going to just pick that up with this strainer.
Awesome. Chef, I'm going back just because we got people playing catch up.
No worries.
So we had a couple people ask, other than burning their nuts, how long the potatoes were going in there. We talked about that. James, just so you know, 20 to 25 minutes, right, at 425? Is that correct? Or 25 to 30 minutes?
25 to 30 minutes sounds good to me. That's where I keep mine at. Like I said, it also depends on your oven. Sometimes your oven's a lot stronger than others, or weaker than others. So it's really important to just check on it periodically. I say 25 to 30 minutes, but go ahead and set your timer for 10. Check on it, rotate it, check on it again.
Awesome. Cool. So what is our next move, Chef?
So I actually just checked on my sweet potatoes now. I think that's the allotted 25 minutes. I'm actually going to put them in there for another 10. They're not quite there yet.
Okay, so there you go. So
that one in 15 minutes. So probably another 10 is perfect.
So full 25.
A full 25, I think, is going to hit it right on the number.
Okay. So I'll make sure so nobody gets confused. Hey, Kitchen Cam, how you doing? You're looking great over there, buddy. So nobody gets confused. The full 25 minutes, he just checked on them at 15, and he's going back and adding another 10 minutes to the cook time there. So thank you, Chef.
Absolutely. Like I said, it's important to really periodically check on your oven, making sure that you don't burn your nuts, making sure. Sorry, just had to take a little check.
Wait a minute. Where's he at? There he is.
So the almonds, it's all right. We all make mistakes. I burn my nuts all the time too, But check on them periodically. If I say, 10 minutes, set your timer for 5. Check on it at 5, rotate, check on them again. All right?
We're just going to take a minute to shame him one more time, Chef, because there's got to be some real entertainment here. You burned your nuts. Don't burn your nuts.
Hey, you know what? I
How bad?
the rest of the oven.
Let me
because
see it.
I also didn't want to singe my yams. So,
Chef, take it away. I'm sorry. We had to stop for that. It was worth every second.
No worries. All right, so now that we have our vinaigrette strained, we're just going to go ahead, same thing. Go ahead, put it in our Tupperware, and get it in the fridge. Same thing with the pesto. This is going to taste nice after it's been chilled, and it's going to even taste better tomorrow. That's why we're going to make quite a bit. Okay, perfect. So my yield was a little off. My yield is about 16 ounces here, so a half a quart, but that's still more than enough. That is way more than enough that you'll be able to use this multiple times. You can use it in other dishes that we'll talk about later. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside, and let's go on to the chimichurri method.
That one's for me to come pick up, right?
Yeah, why not? All right.
So next to the chimichurri method, and I believe I actually did make a note of that in here. If you have neither a blender nor a food processor, you get to see how Chef makes a handmade chimichurri. Before we jump into that, yes, I was going to say drink break for a moment. Brett Berry, how are you doing over there, buddy?
Oh, I got my little bit of the Las Friscas Mandarini, and it is delicious.
Nice.
Quite nicely. Plus, my lovely assistant, Ellie, has already basically cleaned up all of the mess that I made while cooking.
Did you just call your fiance your assistant? I'll let you go ahead and handle that. We'll be back to you in a minute. See you, buddy. Oh, buddy. Things I would not say out loud. Adam Green, for a man who's not cooking, I hope you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah, this is great, actually, seeing what you guys are doing. I feel bad for Adam Ledford's burnt nuts.
Well,
like that's, it's not what I expect on the show tonight, but, things happen. My fiance just asked me if I was live while I was live. So that's interesting.
Adam's been watching the comments because there's so many things going on.
She was working on one of these, though, so that's...
Hey, hold on a second.
This is how you hold it, Yousef. Like that.
It's truly time. You know what? Hang on a second. Guys, are you all seeing this?
what the hell is going on, Adam Green?
Just gotta get through this. You guys are all making a delicious meal, and I'm just sitting here at a table reading the comments and enjoying them.
Chef, you don't know this, but I am going to explain briefly. When this thing started, I was crushing Trulies on every episode, and I would crack them open just to tick them off. So I need Adam to hold that up before we go back to chef cooking. Adam.
Adam, tell me this is true.
How you do it, Yousef.
Can we get this by a sponsorship deal or what?
I've been working on it for weeks, man. I don't know what's going to happen. I might have to have Chelsea help me
You
out.
always have the can upside down or backwards.
Well, here's the thing, Adam. For once, I get to do this to you, and it feels even better. You, sir, have been distanced. Goodbye. Chef, back to you, sir.
All right, let's go.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Chef, T-Mac has asked 2 questions here. Did we put 1 cup of oil in with the blender? T-Mac, if you're watching, yes.
Literally the exact same recipe, the exact same amounts, just in a blender. And the only extra step that I did take was strain it, was pass it through a strainer.
Awesome. All right, let's talk chimichurri.
Let's go on the chimichurri again. So same thing, same ingredients. We're gonna have our arugula, our garlic, our almonds. The only thing I'm gonna hold off on this one is the Parmesan. Me preferably, I just don't like the gritty texture of the Parmesan with the chimichurri. So we'll hold that off and we'll add it to a dish a little bit later on. So let's go ahead and start this up. I want to start out with 4 cloves of garlic. That seems to be the magic number today. We're just going to go ahead and get these crushed up and minced. So when I mince my garlic, I like to crush it, really bring out those oils. It also makes it a little bit easier to chop a little bit later on in the line. So now that we have them crushed up, we just want a nice small mince. Okay, when I mince my garlic, I like to work it in one direction, turn it, and go in the other direction. This is going to promote that nice, small, fine dice. And then we're just going to go across, nice little rough chop. Simple as that. there you have it, minced garlic. Just gonna get that into our mixing bowl. The next step, I'm gonna go ahead and take those almonds that we had. You aren't gonna need as much almonds as for the pesto, so I'm probably gonna go half the amount. And literally these guys, same thing, nice rough chop. Just a quick pass through, maybe once or twice. Just wanna break them down a little bit further than you would without the help of the Robo Cooper or the blender. But we don't have to go super fine to where it's dust. We want that nice texture.
Hey, Chef, while you're doing that, I just want to update everyone on the curious case of the burnt nuts. Adam Ledford says,
How are they looking this time around?
my nuts are now properly toasted. Adam, can we see your nuts, please?
Dude, you can see my nuts.
We're gonna.
They're beautiful. Light and hot, but the nuts are toasty and delicious.
That's beautiful. That's what we call GBD right there. Golden brown and delicious.
I'm going to use that line next time. Adam, you can now walk into your room and say hi to your wife and say, hey, I'm golden brown and delicious.
With tender yams.
All right. So I'm going to give you guys a quick peek at these almonds. Just a nice quick rough chop, just to break them down a little bit more, okay? We really do still want that texture, so I'm not trying to turn this into dust. Add that into our mixing bowl. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our arugula. We're not going to use the same half pound as before. That is extremely excessive. I would say 1 cup of arugula, finely packed, tightly packed, and we're going to go ahead and cut that up. So if I were to actually take this and pack it into a cup, that's how much I'm looking at. We're just going to go ahead and give this guy a rough chop. So traditionally, when you make chimichurri, it's traditionally made with either parsley or cilantro. It's a very classic Argentinian dish. It's beautiful. You can use it as a dressing over any kind of protein. I like to use it over steaks, which is an amazing feature, or salmon, works nicely with it as well. A lot of versatility in all these recipes here.
Chef, I love chimichurri. Sorry, I had my mic muted. Sometimes I forget it's there. I love chimichurri. I love Argentinian food in general. I love having it on a flank steak. So this is exciting. We're putting it on a pork loin. But like we said to people earlier, you guys can do this with almost any protein. Chef said this will work with some salmon.
Please, if for whatever reason, whether it's a personal belief or whatever it may be, that you don't eat pork, use it for whatever dish or whatever protein you do enjoy, you know? So steaks, salmon, chicken, the spice rub that I'm going to show you guys here in a minute works beautiful with all of these. Don't limit yourself to just the techniques and ingredients that I'm showing you today. I think that's the most important part about trying to cook is using your imagination, having some form of creativity and not limiting yourself to what's in your bag.
Love it. Brett, Barry, Adam Ledford, I see you guys working diligently in the kitchen. Those of you guys that are watching right now, thank you. Take a moment to hit the share button. You can invite your friends to watch, and they can also be making this with us or having a drink with us, which shortly we do get to do that thing where we have our dear friend Bobby Bricks show us how to make a cocktail that he paired specifically for this dish. And I'm excited for that. Bobby, I know you're here somewhere, hiding in the wings, but super excited. Chef, have you tried that cocktail yet?
I have, and it's absolutely beautiful. I think my favorite part about this, if you guys have been following along since last week, is that it's literally done from the scraps of apples that we made from the apple pie last week. I think that's genius, and it pairs perfectly with this dish. That's absolutely cross-utilizing all your ingredients, not putting anything to waste, and it's awesome. It's smart.
Hey, Chef, not to throw one more wrench there for you, but someone did ask, would tofu work? Evan asked if tofu would work.
Yeah, absolutely. I love seared tofu. On my last menu, we seared tofu and put it in spring rolls. So I love tofu. I think it's It applies itself to any flavors that you put on it. And the spice rub that we have here, you can just make sure it's nice and dry before you sear it. But just go ahead and add the same spices to it and give it a nice hard sear, and it's going to be beautiful.
Awesome.
All right. So now that we have our cup of arugula, just a nice rough chop, we're going to go ahead and add that to our mixing bowls. We're going to give that a nice mix here, get all that garlic, get all the almonds, get the arugula in there. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little restaurant touch here. If you guys have a microplane at home, I really highly suggest this little step, this extra technique.
Can we look at that tool one more time, Chef?
Yep, it's just a microplane.
Right. Not to be confused with that thing your mom or your girlfriend has in the shower that is for her feet. Do not confuse those things. Wait a minute. Adam Ledford has one. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. Dude, one of my most used kitchen tools for sure. Cheese, eggs, spices, anything.
Love it.
Same here. I love my microplane. I use it a lot. I like to add the addition of zest in a lot of my recipes that I use here at the Brickyard. It just really amplifies anything that you put it in. It's gonna put all the oils from the citrus, whatever citrus you're using, lemon, orange, lime. It's just really gonna make it pop. So we're gonna go ahead and zest into our bowl. I'm just gonna do one lemon. I think that's gonna be more than enough because we're also gonna add the lemon juice as well. And again, another great technique to utilize the entire ingredient.
Chef, Trish asked, should we leave the oven on? If I'm not mistaken, that was the only step for the oven.
Actually, yes. Because
Leave
we start roasting our pork or our whatever protein you're using, we are going to finish it in the oven.
Okay,
So yes,
so-
leave it at the same temp. 425, 450 is perfect.
So I'm going to let them know here in the comments. Leave the oven on at 425 to 450 because we're going to finish the protein.
So here's how it looks. I wish you guys can smell this. Just adding that little bit of lemon zest really just brings out that beautiful aroma of that lemon in there without even adding lemon juice.
I can almost smell it through the screen. As a matter of fact, hold that up one more time. Just one more time. Just hold it up for me. Let me get in there. Let me get. Yep, that's good. That's real good stuff. I like it.
So we are going to go ahead and add a little lemon juice here. I'm going to say just one lemon for this recipe here. We're always going to taste and see if we need to add more. Grab my strainer again. Here in 1 second.
Mortar and pestle. Can they use a mortar and pestle?
Hey, so one of the questions is, let me see if I can find it here. It's, can you use a mortar and pestle to do this?
It might bruise the arugula a little too much. It might make it a little too mushy, but I wouldn't as far as a chimichurri goes, but a mortar and pestle method could apply to another recipe. I'll actually have to think about that one, see if I can apply it.
Hey,
But
Chef,
as far as
I wanna-
I wouldn't mortar and pestle just because it's going to bruise the arugula a little too much, and it's going to end up being really mushy.
Chef, if I have your attention for just a moment, obviously everybody knows that I've been hiding out at the Hidden House, That's good. And they are working on this recipe while watching you, by the way, right now. And they brought me out a little chimichurri and some. Do these potatoes look good? These are your boys. What are we thinking? Did I lose you? Oh, I lost you. There you are. There you are.
Yeah. So they do look great. We're not looking for too much color, like I said earlier. We're just looking for a nice, tender piece of sweet potato. So go ahead, take a bite. There might be a light crunch, but other than that, real nice and tender.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, those are tender, man. Those are
Oh,
real
yeah.
tender.
Beautiful, right?
Oh,
And see,
so
the
good.
thing about it, you let the ingredients stand out on its own. No more than just a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and let the yam do its thing.
And the consistency on this pesto is beautiful. Look at that.
Right?
It's almost like a Dairy Queen Blizzard. I could flip it upside down. It doesn't want to come out, but it did. It did.
All right. Well, nice job, boys. Proud of you. Greg, Dick, Guys, nice job. All right. So now that I have a strainer here, we're just gonna go ahead and juice. I'm gonna start out with a half lemon, give it a taste, and go from there. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna also include the sherry in this as well. Maybe just 1 tablespoon versus the 2 that we did for the pesto. Add that in there. Let's mix it around. And we're just gonna go ahead and give this a taste. This doesn't have the oil in it quite yet. And I just wanna make sure that my acidity level is good. You want a nice, bright chimichurri. That's the beautiful part about a chimichurri, is that it's supposed to be very bright. Nice and acidic, and it's gonna go ahead and just pair really nicely with any of the proteins that you guys do decide to use. So let's go ahead and try this.
What are we thinking?
I'm thinking another squeeze of lemon. So 1 lemon all day. Because like I said, it's okay to be over acidic. If it does taste too lemony, we're gonna add that oil anyways, which is gonna actually neutralize that acidity. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this extra half a lemon here.
Nice. Hey, our dear friend Lorenzo is with us, and he said his yams are done. Super excited. And Michael Reagan, hanging out somewhere around here, said he keeps dipping it in the pesto because he has extra of each. I'm assuming you mean extra potatoes and extra pesto. I'm with you.
How good is that? Just wait till you have your pork, okay?
So
You
good.
just wait till the actual dish.
Adam Ledford, hang on a second here, Chef. Adam Ledford, what do you got going on?
So I had time, so I added a little bit more Parmesan and a little bit more lemon juice per chef's suggestion. And it turned out really good. And we're going to get a live, true first taste from the only opinion that matters in this house.
Hey, there it is.
That's really good. Really good.
Nailed it.
Amazing.
Nice.
Excellent.
Thanks, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm excited.
I mean, in an apron like this, it's hard to not make good food. So let's be real.
Thanks, Adam. We'll come back to you in a bit. So,
All right.
Chef, what's next?
So now that we added our lemon juice, our sherry, we tasted it. The acidity is beautiful. We're just going to go ahead and add a cup of olive oil.
And for anyone who's still catching up, if you scroll up 437 comments, it's still a cup of olive oil.
It is.
I meant that in a nice way. I'm just reminding everyone it's a cup of olive oil. I
So
saw Adam Green's face in the background like, are you alienating our crowd, our audience here? I'm sorry, Adam. This is what happens when I haven't had a drink.
All right, so I just grabbed my whisk. We're just going to combine these ingredients nicely. We're not looking to emulsify, so it should look loose. It's supposed to be chimichurri. You're just supposed to put it right over your protein. So really just want to combine all those ingredients together. Once we have that, let's go ahead and give it another taste before we season.
Hey, Chef, Lorenzo said, is it wrong to have eaten all of the chimichurri at this point?
No, because we can always make more.
There you go. Lorenzo, just make more, brother. Just make more.
All right, so all I'm going to do is just season it. A little salt, a little pepper. Keep it simple. And again, like I said, in the other two techniques that I showed, I do like a little bit more pepper, especially with the arugula. It's going to amplify that arugula flavor. All right. Just a touch more. But that's it. I think that's it right there. Just a nice, simple, easy, rustic chimichurri,
That looks good, man.
right? How simple, too. So simple. You don't need all this equipment here. You can make a great dish with everything that's been provided with just a knife and a cutting board and a mixing board. That simple.
Hey, so real quick, I don't want anyone to get distracted from cooking. Brett Berry, what are you doing? You opened up a fat double berry shake? We got to look at this. What do you got there, buddy?
Great Notion double berry shake. Ellie is pouring her. It is damn delightful.
Oh, man, the jealousy right now that I have looking at that beer.
A can up alongside it.
Oh my god, it smells.
I just opened up a Great Water. It's really good. It's got they use this touch of crushed ice. It's incredible. Out of this world.
Hey, Yousef, I gave that. I'm gonna go revise my already high rating on Untapped. Yeah, moving it up.
Adam Green, are you drinking something other than a Truly yet? Are you drinking something other than a Truly?
I never drank that truly.
All right, good talk. Adam Ledford.
We got a rock, don't do. We drink Tool Avenue.
I love you so much. Can Julie and I be sister wives?
Absolutely, absolutely.
But you'd have to move up here. I'm not going to Tucson. It's a miserable place.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
It's amazing.
I know. Chef, you ready to move on?
So all I did was just put my chimichurri into a container, and same thing like the other ones, chill and serve. Like I said with the other ones, it's going to taste better cool, but it's going to even taste better tomorrow. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and refrigerate.
Awesome.
All right. The next step we're going to talk about is the actual spice rub itself. Okay.
If we go back to them.
Sorry, one more time. The next step is?
The spice rub.
Ah, yes.
All right. So what we have here is cumin, dark chili powder. You might find it in the stores labeled as New Mexican chili powder. I typically go and see it everywhere as labeled as New Mexican chili powder. Same thing. Onion powder, garlic powder. We're going to crack this black peppercorn, smoked paprika, and a little bit of coriander, and a little bit of sugar. Okay? This is everything that you need for your spice rub. As far as actually building the spice rub, the technique that I go about it is let's start out with the same portions of each and every single ingredient and adjust from there. This way you can train your palate to know if I need to add maybe a little bit more spice, maybe a little bit more pepper. Do I need a little bit more coriander, and so on and so forth. But I like to start out with the same ratio. So we'll take a tablespoon of everything, put it in a mixing bowl, mix that around. Use all your senses too. Look at it. Look at your spice rub. Does it look too dark? Does it smell good? What smells are coming out of this? You know, use all of your senses, and then of course taste it. But yeah, this is everything that I used in our spice rub, which I have pre-made right here. And all we're gonna do is just go ahead and season our pork tenderloin, the star of the show today, with that spice rub.
Or any other protein.
Or any other protein, yes. Salmon, like I said, works beautifully. You want to use chicken breast, it's gonna be amazing. Okay.
Hey, Chef, you got to take a look at something here. You were talking about your spices and your mise en place. Mise en place. I speak French and I can't say that particular phrase. Sorry. Take a look at your screen right now, and that is Adam Ledford's setup in his kitchen right there.
Beautiful. That's gorgeous. I love that.
Adam's the guy in an apron, and come on.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Yep.
Guys, tag your photos if you've got a cool setup going on, because this is the other shot you got to look at. Look at that. That's his prep. He's following along right there in the kitchen. I see you got it propped up on a crate of some sort, so nothing important in that.
Nicely done, guys. That's really impressive. I love it. I mean, that's the epitome of mise en place, having things in place. It's
Adam, what was your laptop sitting on?
It's a crate. You nailed it. No mysteries.
All right. Just curious. Thanks, buddy. All right, Chef, back to you.
All right. So now that we have our spice rub made up, like I said, everyone at home, I encourage you to make it your own. Take these ingredients that I've provided and go ahead and try them out. This is really going to show you a way to develop your palate, understanding how spices work. Spices can be really complex, but an understanding for them is going to be knowledge for a lifetime. So how I go about it, like I said, I like to start out with equal portions of everything, and adjust from there. Whether I need more chili powder, whether I need more pepper, so on and so forth. But make it your own. So this is the one that I have now. All I'm going to do is take my pork loin or any other protein that you have and give it a nice seasoning of salt prior to putting the spice on. We want to get a nice salt on here. That's really going to bring out all the flavors of your protein. Always season. Okay? Don't be afraid. Okay? Nice coverage of salt there. Now we're going to go ahead and apply our dry rub. I like to just make sure that it's nice and even, make sure that I have a platform to work on, because I'm also going to rub it in and kind of massage those spices into the protein itself.
Chef, I'm enjoying some of these comments that are coming in, and I think it's great for a little bit of comedic relief here. But I don't know who Alan Wilburn is, and they must be one of your cousins, because Alan says your brother. Alan says Chef Sam is jacked. Not only that, but he wears the freshest clothes. He's at the coolest restaurants and hangs out with the hottest chicks. Alan, you spelled Yousef wrong. It's not Chef Sam. It's you. Actually, you know what? You could be my wingman any day, man. Actually, I'll wingman you. I will wingman you. I'm in. Let's do it.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, I love you, brother. Hope you're doing well out there, okay? All right, so let's check out our spice rub here. So it's nice and even. Like I said, I always like to do it on a platform or a plate so it picks up all those extra spices that may have not gone on the protein. And all we're going to simply do is rub it. I'm going to massage it in, take all the ones that fell off, and really just get it in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, massage it in. Chef, you know, we like to look into Bobby's eyes, but right now we just want to watch you rub that meat, if you could. That'd be great.
You know,
hey, Adam Ledford, are you rubbing your meat yet?
It's one of my favorite things working with raw protein. Like, when I first started off this career, I always had an obsession with grilling meats, sauteing meats. That's really what sparked all of this. I love to grill. So working with any kind of protein, it excites me. It makes me happy. So
I love it.
It's fun.
Chef, did you see Adam's little prep here? He just did a little glove slap. Adam, can you give it to us one more time?
Oh, you want my? I come from a barbecue and a grilling background, so the glove hand, because usually with the spices and the rubs, I just don't want to contaminate anything, or I have to grab a shaker bottle or something. So I always do the one glove technique.
I love it. Hey, somebody did say they wanted this show to be full frontal chef. We're damn close, man. we are getting there.
Oh man, talking about our nuts and our meat, right?
I love it. You've got David Wilburn, by the way. Must be another. Is this another family member?
Yeah, that's my dad, actually.
Hey, Pops, what's going on?
Hey,
Thanks for watching. He said rub the pork with rosy nuts. Looks like Pops is getting in on the jokes, too.
Last person I want to hear that from.
Yeah, well, Lorenzo says, how rough do I need to rub my pork? Lorenzo, you do what feels good.
Hopefully the language has been appropriate. But love you guys. All right. So honestly, that's our last step prior to us actually starting to build. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, let's prepare our Brussels and our shishito peppers for the hash. Why don't we take a quick second? I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands, clean my cutting board, and we'll take it from there, okay?
Perfect, Chef. So we'll come back to you. I'm going to check in with my co-hosts and have a quick beverage with them, water. So we'll come back to you in a minute. Brett Berry, Adam Green, Adam Ledford.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Oh, Brett Berry's gone? Brett Berry's gone.
I feel like I need to light up a cigarette or something for this show.
It's getting a little spicy. You know what I'm saying?
Little bit.
High quality food porn, absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's really good. And Andreas, shout out to Andreas. I like my loins raw and spicy. Feeling it. Guys, this has been a fun episode so far, and we're at the 1 hour mark and still cranking away. Chef is getting cleaned up, and he's going to come back, and we're going to get to cooking in a moment, which is super exciting. Adam, where are you at right now? Brett Berry's back. Yay.
Yeah, I was just washing my hands, washing the delicious rub off my hands.
Nice. That's what Chef was doing. It looks like Chef is back. Hang on a minute, Chef. Nobody can see or hear you yet. Adam Green, thank you for being diligent about looking at the comments and hanging out with us. We really enjoy watching you drink it Truly. So you chugged a Truly. Adam Green chugged a Truly. That's the last thing I heard. That's what I heard. Chef?
When he retells it, he will say it was a barrel-aged stout, though.
Awesome. Hey, Adam and Brett, when you guys get to the point where we can see some action going on there, see some action, we'll come back to you. But Chef, I'm going to give the show back to you. Look at that meat. Hold on a second. Chef, look at the meat. You seeing this?
Can I take one more?
One more look, Adam.
Yeah,
He wants one more look.
I missed it.
So trying to cook for multiples here. So I went with some pork loin chops, each of them about 5 ounces.
And Brett Berry, show us your meat, buddy. Yeah.
That looks
This is looking real good.
real nice,
It's
guys.
looking real good.
How's
All right,
that
boys.
spice rub smell?
Oh, hold on a second. Let me get them back in here so you can ask them yourself. What was your question?
So how's the smell of the spice rub?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Right?
Simultaneous. Amazing. All right, Chef, back to you. Adam Ledford, Brett Berry, thank you guys for following along. Adam Green, thank you for also being here and hanging out with us and drinking Trulies. Chef, what are we doing next?
All right, so up next, we're going to be working on breaking down our shishito peppers and working our Brussels after that. I actually just had my sweet potatoes just came out of the oven. So perfect. So let's go ahead and break these down. We're just going to go ahead and give these a nice, I'd say about 1/4 inch cut, okay? Just right down, and we're going to work it all the way down to the stem here. So the shishito pepper is honestly really not a spicy pepper at all. It has a real nice bitter flavor to it, which is going to contrast that sweet potato really nicely. That's why I chose these. You guys are more than welcome to use any of your favorite peppers, whether it be a sweet red bell pepper or even a serrano. If you want that intense heat, why not, right? But today we're going to use shishito peppers. So a nice 1/4 inch cut. We're going to need I'd say about 3 or 4 of these, depending on the size. I've got 4 here, so I'm just going to go ahead and break them all down. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and get this in my container. Just like so. Put that to the side, and let's break down our Brussels sprouts. So I have a mandolin that I'm going to be using. If not, I'm going to show you how to break it down with your knife. I just like the mandolin because it gives you nice, clean, consistent cuts. And an awesome thing about using shaved Brussels on a mandolin is that you almost have a natural guard with the Brussels. So don't be afraid to lose your fingers because you're not.
Just full disclosure, if anybody does lose their fingers, we're not responsible. Just want to make sure that that's out there.
That's
Don't
on
be
you.
afraid to lose your fingers.
Totally wrong if you did.
Yeah, don't be afraid to lose your fingers, but if you do, don't blame me. Don't blame us. It's not us.
All right. So we're just going to go nice, even strokes down the mandolin. Okay. I have mine set to about 1/8 of an inch because we're trying to get them nice and thin. Okay. See, right all the way down to the stem. And at this point, you can discard this. This right here is what we're looking for here. Nice, even shaved Brussels sprouts. I'm going to go ahead and shave a few more.
I want to make sure you make note of the caption there that I've left for you.
Oh, man.
Everyone needs to know. What if they tune in late,
That's true. All righty. So now that we have our...
Jeff, hold on a second, Jeff. I can't pass this up. I'm sorry. I know you're in the middle of doing something, but you got to look at this comment.
What do we got here?
Mandolin murdered my entire family. I don't know what happened. This is one of the best comments we've had in weeks of doing this show. Thank you, Andreas. If we have a prize at the end of this, can we come up with a prize for best comment? I don't know what it'll be. Maybe it's a cocktail at the Brickyard to go or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Give him a sweet potato.
What was that?
We'll give him a sweet potato.
You get a sweet potato. Bobby, you cheap son of a...
I'll show you how to make a shot out of it. Fuck it.
All right. So for those of you guys who don't have a mandolin, we're just going to go ahead and break this by hand. So I like to just cut my Brussels in half just to give us a nice, even cutting surface. And same thing, nice, even strokes. You're going to look for that 1/8 of an inch cut. So nice and thin. Okay. So that was just a little demonstration for everyone who doesn't have a mandolin and wants to just cut it by hand.
Hey, I'm curious. Brett Berry and Adam Ledford, since you're cooking with us, did you both have a mandolin? I think Brett did not, right? Brett, did you have a mandolin?
I definitely also just got the thumb a little bit.
There you go. See, he cut his finger. This is why we had a disclaimer, Chef.
Oh, boy. All right. Yeah. That's funny. Well, I hope you're okay. Hopefully your working station is nice and clean still. Wrap a Band-Aid on it and let's continue on.
Take a combat straw, suck it the fuck up. See you on the plane.
We can all hear you, Bobby. Calm down and let the chef do his
I got boys over here telling them to sear it on a flat top and suck it up.
sear it on a flat top and suck it up. Find a thumb condom, whatever you got to do.
All right. Well, honestly, at this point, I think we're ready to go. Let's start cooking. So I'm going to give you a nice sneak peek of my mise en place that we already made here. And we're just going to go to the kitchen and take it from there.
Sounds good. So, and when we go to the kitchen, we're going to lose you briefly. I'm going to go back to talking to Brett, Adam, and then we'll pop back in with you in the kitchen on a separate camera. But give us a quick peek at that.
So right here, this is literally everything that you need to make this dish. Okay, I have my 3 variations of my sauces here. We have everything that we need for our sweet potato hash, and then our beautiful, nicely seasoned pork loin.
That's it. And it's a beautiful reminder of what you said at the beginning of the show. Mise en place is exactly what you need to make life easy. Have everything in place, and cooking becomes a lot more fun, right? So,
absolutely.
Awesome.
And Mom, you're gonna have to excuse my language. It's not verbatim, but she once told me to get my shit together. Literally translates to mise en place.
Hold on, your father said that?
My mom.
Oh, your mom. Okay. All right. Well,
my mom she does not swear.
all right. It's
right?
almost time for kitchen cam, so we'll join you over in the kitchen. I'm going to pull these out. I'm going to bring in the boys for a conversation. Go ahead, Chef. You go and run into the kitchen for us. Hey guys, Adam Green, how we all doing?
With this Great Ocean beer, I cannot feel pain.
The lighting right now with the golden hour is wonderful.
Hey, Yousef, the secret ingredient in my dish tonight is the tip of my right thumb.
Just
My post-college roommate, we were talking, and he was running onions through the mandolin, and he completely removed about a 1/4 inch of his finger, or 1/8 of an inch of his fingertip. And so instead of having dinner, we had a trip to the urgent care room, and they cauterized the tip of his finger.
Yeah. Well, this was not nearly that severe. As you can see, Ellie gave me the world's smallest Band-Aid, but it's doing the job.
Got it.
Moral of the story,
That is a Band-Aid.
as good of a moil as I would a chef.
Well done. Well done. Hey, I'm looking
I'm not even attempting to do this because I would surely lose at least 1 digit, probably 2 or 3. They'd know me as Adam 7-Finger Green.
And he's only got a few left.
He's had some debts to pay. Adam owed me money, but I have his pinky in the freezer. So, hey, Bobby, just give me a thumbs up when you guys are hearing us on Kitchen Cam and Sam can hear us. I got a thumbs up there. Let me know when you're ready. Boys, how's everything looking over there? You all caught up?
How many Brussels are we supposed to do?
Ooh, let's find out. We'll bring in Chef. Adam Green, I love you, but you're not cooking. So let's bring in Chef real quick. Kitchen Cam, can you hear me?
Yep. Hear you loud and clear. You guys see me, hear me?
I can hear you and see you. This is the best.
Perfect. All right, so I did hear that question of how many Brussels. Honestly, for a single serving, it no more than like 2 Brussels. If you're gonna make a little bit more of this hash for multiple individuals, I'd say 2 per serving. So 2 obviously multiplied by 2 is 4.
Sweet.
You're not gonna need a whole lot. It's literally gonna be tossed at the very end just to accompany the dish.
Check that out. Nice. All right, hey guys, I'm gonna let Chef do his thing in the kitchen. And Bobby, just try and get as close to him as possible because I think we may be getting your phone's microphone and not the headphones, but that's okay. We can make this work. It is not a big deal. We can all hear Chef. If anybody can't hear Chef, let us know. I'll try and relay this afterwards, or we can have Bobby actually narrate it. So, yeah, go for it.
All right.
It's all yours.
All right, thanks guys. So we're back in the kitchen here. We have our music pot over there. We're gonna start off with a nice hot pan. I've been having this pan going for about a minute now. Now my burner at the restaurant obviously has a lot more power than some that you do at home on your own ranges. Just make sure that you get your pan nice and hot, all right? You guys can feel it. Make sure that it's nice and hot. That's very important to searing this pork loin, or anything that you're searing in general. Taking a searing technique it's an awesome thing to know. It's an awesome thing to learn because it's gonna amplify your food with a nice proper sear. It's what we call browning. Okay, so I have my hot pan here. All I'm gonna do is add just a little bit of oil, a tablespoon of oil, just enough to coat my pan. Okay, nice coated pan there. See how my oil is smoking? That's how I know I'm ready. This baby's ready to go. All right. So another thing to note as well is while you're searing this, you want to be aware of what we're doing here. You want to be seeing it sear. You want to notice the heat, where the heat is distributing, so we get a nice even sear on everything. And heat control too. If your pan gets too hot, take it off the heat. Lower your flame. If it's not hot enough, turn it up. So understanding what we're doing. So right now, I still have my pan on high. My oil is smoking. We're ready to go. That is beautiful. You hear that, guys? I don't know if you guys can hear it sizzling.
That sizzle is so good, man. I can hear it right now through my computer. I don't even have headphones in, and I can hear the sizzle. It is so good.
Now the important thing here is to let it do its thing. Let it sear. Let it cook. Don't move it. I'm just gonna give it a quick check. See that nice and brown? Almost there. A little bit harder. I want a little harder sear. We want a nice hard caramelization on here. It's really gonna take these spices. We're essentially toasting the spices and caramelizing everything and making it beautiful. So I'm gonna give it another check here. That's gorgeous. You see that?
You said to stay close and move left.
Just flip it over. You see that crust we're developing here? That's what's going to bring out all the flavor of that rub. It's going to bring out all the flavors of the spices here. So once I get a nice sear on both sides, top and bottom, I'm going to go ahead and sear the sides as well.
Hey, Chef, while you're doing that, just because these comments keep coming in and they're absolutely hilarious, Jeff Cooley says, if you tell us what's in the sauce on your fingerling potatoes, he'll tell you where his grandma hides them up.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
Listen, I'll find out what the sauce is, and we'll split the money. It's fine. We'll make it happen.
Let's see. You might have to yank an arm and a leg here. I don't know. Make it worth my while out there, Chef. Make it worth my while.
You keeping secrets from me? I thought we were friends now, Chef. It hurts my feelings.
I wouldn't have a job if I gave out all my secrets, guys.
You're no better than Bobby. He's the one offering yams out to people who should be winning prizes.
A yam is a prize. Hold on.
Shut up, Bobby. We can hear you too.
So right now, I'm searing off all my sides, searing off all the spices right now, making sure my pan stays at a nice, hot, consistent temperature without getting it over hot. If your pan starts to get too hot, your oil is going to be bitter, your spices are going to taste bitter. So heat control and watching what you're doing is crucial. So I think we have a beautiful sear here. I'm going to transfer this over to another pan and get it in my oven. Okay. So we got a nice, beautiful sear. If you guys want to give that a feel,
we're
It is a
finishing
raw piece of
in the oven,
It is
right?
a raw piece of pork. So yes, we are finishing this in the oven.
So I'm going to remind everyone here in the comments, but I'm also going to put it up as a banner. You're finishing it in the oven.
Yes, sir. So right now, I just want to make sure that I have that nice hard sear on there. And that's looking great on all sides here, looking beautiful. All right. But I'm also going to give it a feel. I want to feel how it feels right now in comparison to how it's supposed to feel when it's done. I'm looking for a nice medium to medium well on my pork loin. You're more than welcome to eat it at whatever temp you want, but I'm going to demonstrate a nice medium to medium well right now. See the stringy action? It's still rare. I'm looking at, for a loin this size, for a 5 to 6 ounce piece of loin, right around, let's go ahead and say 6 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer at 6 minutes, give it a feel, and go from there.
Sweet.
So again, your oven.
Oh, did we lose you? We lost you for a second there. But in the interim, as we try to get you back, I'm going to bring in Adam Ledford. Adam Ledford, how is your cooking situation going as we wait for him to return?
I was watching attentively just to make sure I didn't mess up anything. Also, breaking news, if any of you cooking at home need someone to feel your loin, Adam Green is not currently busy. So
you're saying Adam is offering to feel their loins?
He can test your loin to see if it's appropriately seared.
That makes sense.
I'm great at judging loins. That's
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett Barry, you've got some action going on. I see, Chef, we see you, by the way. We'll bring you in a second. Just give me a double thumbs up. Brett, what do you got? Look at this guy cooking away.
Ooh.
It's actually looking pretty nice. I'm not going to lie.
Sassy.
I can hear the sizzle. I can smell it from here, almost like you can hear me from there. Evan, thank you. Sear so hard. Want to find me? We don't mind saying the words here, but I guess we'll be somewhat appropriate today. Chef Cam, are you back with? We're back with a different look here. Brett, you keep on trucking and cooking. I'm going to come back to you guys in just a second here. Chef, we see you.
Hey, how's it going, guys? All right. So I think we lost a little connection there, but hopefully it's all fixed. So our last step that we did was we seared off our pork tenderloin and put it in the oven. For my temperature that I'm hoping to hit is a nice medium to medium well. Still keep it nice and juicy in the middle, and it's about 6 minutes. But just like anything else we're doing in the oven, we're going to check on it periodically. So I honestly set my timer for 3 minutes. I'm going to check it, rotate it, and check it again another 3 minutes to give it another feel, and we're going to go from there.
Awesome. So and you may have missed some of that conversation, but we were talking with Adam Ledford and Adam Green. Adam Ledford said that Adam Green's not cooking, so he's offering to feel your loins if you need to. You got to remember to feel your loins.
They are a little tight, so.
It's because you're jacked, Chef.
Jack. Yeah, and you wear the dopest and freshest clothes. Look at that. Listen, has one of the best chef. What do they call? What's it called? Coat, like a chef coat, but is it a coat? Because it's. I mean, let us give us a quick little fashion tour of the chef coat there.
Spin around.
Yeah, man.
Little jazz hand action here.
Jazz hands, yes, yes, I love it. All right, so are we waiting? We're waiting for that to roast in the oven for about 10 minutes.
It's in the oven right now. Like I said, we're gonna check on it right around the 3 minute mark, the halfway mark. I'm gonna actually flip it so it sears evenly, so it just doesn't sear on one side too hard. I actually want to flip it to make sure that the other side cooks as even. Okay.
So, Bobby, is this a good time? Is this a good time for you to make us a cocktail, Bobby?
We have to make a sweet potato hash.
Yeah, we're gonna make the sweet potato hash, but I don't want to start that until we pull the loin out of the oven. Because
well, then I don't mind making a cocktail while we wait. But it's up to you, Bobby. Otherwise, we can just look back at the comments.
After my 6 minutes is done, we still need a few more minutes for the pork loin to rest. So let's go ahead and make that cocktail and come check back in on me, all right?
All right, cool. I'm going to pull you out. Bobby, go ahead and get prepped for that, and we'll just do it on this one. We'll do it right here. I love it.
All right.
Adam Ledford. Adam Green, can I bring you back in? Are you eating something?
Oh, I'm not eating anything right now at all.
Okay, got it. Awesome. Good talk. I can't pull him in. I love that I distance you and without warning, and I bring you in without warning. You could be
that's great.
thing in the world.
Thank you.
And it is great. Yep. All right. We'll see you later. Hey, Brett.
Hey.
You guys having fun?
Yeah, I had my searing was going so well, it was smoking up a little bit, so I opened a window just to make sure the fire alarms don't go off, which they may still do. But
okay,
I'm feeling pretty good about it. I feel like it looks really like it's going to be delicious.
Awesome. I see you, Bobby. I'm ready for you. 1 second. Adam Ledford, I just needed this apron shot of you, flipping your meat.
It's looking pretty mighty fine. Pretty mighty fine.
Indeed. Hey, Bobby, if Chef is nearby, the question was how long / how hot on the loin in the oven. I believe that the answer to that question was, we'll get it in a second here, but I believe the answer to that, do you guys remember in the comments? Or Adam Ledford, do you remember how long?
It's 425 for 6 minutes, so 3 minutes each side.
Yep, that's what I remembered too.
All right. 3 minutes for each side.
All right. You ready to make a cocktail or what?
Are you going to pick up that phone?
Not me. No, man. If anybody knows me, I don't answer my phone.
No, you don't. Someone else. By the way, is Chef nearby that he can look at this? Because look at that action. It's so good.
Chef, do you want to hold this fork line?
No, that's beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Just that nice browning. It's gorgeous. That's what we're looking for.
Thank you, Chef.
Yeah, I think that looks great. So just keep that working. And like I said, it takes full attention. When you're searing, you need to be attentive on what you're doing. You need to pay attention to the heat of your pan, to the sear of your loin or whatever protein you're searing. You need to be there. You need to watch it. So I think you're doing a great job. Those look beautiful. Hopefully they turn out nice.
Me too. I'm
going to let you flip that camera back around and we'll bring you back there, Bobby. Adam, that apron is lovely. Where can I get one?
Epicurean, I have no idea. I got it. I think actually my wife got it for like a bachelorette gift or something as a joke. And I was like, I want that.
It's a good looking apron. All right. This is the exciting part here. The next exciting part, they've all been exciting, but everyone has been waiting to find out what the hell are we going to drink. Some of you were able to get a drink. If I could yell for somebody, I need a shaker so I can make my non-alcoholic version with you that you gave me. But I'm going to give you the show, and when we come back, I should be shaking up something, okay?
Cool.
All right. Hey, Adam, keep on cooking, buddy. And Bobby, she's all yours.
Awesome, guys. So the cocktail that we wanted to do, really I wanted to combine what we did with Chef Tamara last week, and I thought it was absolutely unbelievable. We talked about, we made an apple pie. We skinned the apples for those of us that did, but Chef Tammy's one of the big ones that really doesn't like waste. So I started making an apple oleo. So all I did was I took all the apples that we skinned and placed it in sugar for about 48 hours, left it out. Just really so it could embed in there. And then I added apple cider is probably the easiest way to describe it. So I did equal parts apple cider and the apple oleo. Or if you're in a pinch, you can actually do almost like an apple water. So what you're going to take is your apples with like the equal parts of water, blend that up really quick, really make it nice and blitzed, and then pour that into your shrub or your oleo to make a nice apple syrup. So I made an apple shrub. It's going to include the apple oleo, apple cider, or like fresh pressed apple cider, and then a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So just apples on apples, because one of my favorite dishes as a kid was watching my dad make pork loin with applesauce and a little bit of cinnamon. It was absolutely unbelievable. And I thought there's no better transition. So for those of you that have the cocktail with you, you're more than welcome to make it with me right now. This is a shaking cocktail. There is citrus in it. What I've given everybody is undiluted. So there's no water to it. I wanted you to shake it up with me. Post some photos if you can. We are going to build it together. For what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to build everything from scratch. So in your non-alcoholic mix, Yousef, you specifically, because I know for a fact you're drinking the non-alcoholic, it's going to be equal parts of lemon, the apple shrub that we just talked about, and then a brown sugar syrup. Now the brown sugar syrup is just going to be 1 part of brown sugar to 1 part of water. All right, and that one you just let dissolve. You can leave it at room temperature. We're going to take half an ounce of sherry. If you don't have sherry at home, you're absolutely fine. You can use, any fortified wine. Honestly, sherry just gives me the right aspect. I'm trying to go with chef. And then I'm using bullet rye because this is the apple of my rye. So I want to go with something really nice, spicy, give you a really cool, sharp, almost dill characteristic. So I'm going to leave this guy right up here for us so we can see along with the
Yeah, shout out
sherry.
to Bullet. So if you guys want to, send some money our way, that would be great. Thanks. Appreciate you.
Actually, they did. Bullet was nice enough to buy the first 15 people that picked up their bags this week. They actually bought them cocktails. So I know a handful of people actually have the cocktails. So
Awesome.
this will be your alcoholic portion that I gave everyone. And then the 3 bottles, the lemon, brown sugar, and apple shrub, that will be your non-alcoholic portion, all right? Now that we added that, we're going to add some of my local favorites, Bill and Lil. Check that out, Mi Casa Bitters. Beautiful cinnamon aspect that's going to pair really nicely with the pork rub. Then we're going to add some ice. Now, the ice is probably the most important thing that you have while shaking. Now, if you look at my ice, I'm going to have really nice, beautiful, big cubes. All right? So it allows me to shake without really over diluting, so I could shake a little bit longer. If you have almost like McDonald's ice or something a little bit, smaller with a little less surface area, I would do a really quick, fast shake. That should really get the dilution and aeration that you need without over diluting it.
Now, hang on, Bobby. Before you start shaking, hold on. There's a few people that need to be here for this. Okay, you can start shaking now. Go ahead.
All right.
Look into the damn camera. Sex. Love it. Look into his eyes. That looks delish.
Oh, it's great. So this cocktail, you can drink whatever cocktail you like, whatever way you want. This cocktail, I fully intended to be served up. So me personally, I have a beautiful coupe glass here, a nice cocktail glass. If you prefer your drinks on the rocks, you know what? That is your right. So you can strain it, just straight out of the shaker. If me personally, I don't like ice chips or really anything preventing me from being an alcoholic and drinking it as fast as possible. So I'm going to double strain it right here.
All right, so Bobby, I'm going to try and follow along because someone just handed me a very nice shaker, mind you. I'm privileged to be doing like bar things at one of my favorite bars at the Hidden House. So I just crack this jar open and pour this in here and I don't have do I have a strainer? I do have a strainer, and that's it?
Yeah, do you have ice?
I got ice. There's ice in here. There's ice in the cup.
I think you're the star of the show, man. Now we got to see your shake.
Well, I mean, it doesn't come with the same muscle there, but I'm going to just pour this in here because this was pre-prepared, and thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. It smells really nice. Man, that apple shrub is some serious business, by the way. That is good. Okay, walk me.
All the inspiration came from last week for that one, and then this is just one of my perfect pairings. Like, it's one of my favorites. So
walk me through a proper shake, and let's hope I don't drop this. So I need that nice and tight, right?
Yeah, it's nice and tight. You want to make sure the actual cocktail doesn't explode on you.
It's already so tight I can't open it.
Right? All right. So I like to do a figure 8 shake. So the easiest way is think go up, come back, go down. Down, up, down, up, down. And what you're trying to do is a figure 8 in the actual tin. You're trying to move the ice around without beating it up too much so that you're not over diluting your cocktail. You're aerating it without breaking the ice and over diluting. So that's why you see moving in that fashion.
Was that enough of a shake?
I think so. Hidden House has great ice, so yeah, I think that's perfect. Yeah.
This will work as a strainer. Can I just use this?
Absolutely.
All right, let's see how this turns out, Bobby. Let's see here. I'm doing this over my laptop, which is dangerous. So
more sexy.
Oh yeah. And wait, there was a lovely apple chip you gave me. Thank you.
Apple chip. No cocktail without a garnish, right?
So there's let's see if I can do this without making a mess. There's mine.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
So this cocktail really pairs well with pork. I mean, apple and pork is one of my favorite pairings, but you have a little bit of spice and nuttiness from the Amontillado cherry that we have in there. So that's actually going to play really well with the pesto that we just made, that almond aspect, a little bit toasted. The cinnamon's going to play well with the apple and the pork and the spice rub that we have in there, and that comes from the Mikasa. Lemon's going to make it bright, nice, and acidic, and we have a little brown sugar. So we are caramelizing, when we're making the pork, we're adding a little bit of that caramelization. That's why we seared it so hard and so hot. So this cocktail, the idea is, don't drink it all right now. You want to save a little bit for when you're eating too.
Speaking of which, is Chef's food ready? Do we need to get back to it?
I think we need to go check on him. All right.
All right. I'll pop you out for a second. Brett's going to show us his cocktail real quick. Brett, can you hear me? Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted, Brett. You're being an amateur.
All right. Here you go. So I have my nice glass, my nice ice cube. I have my Bobby Brick's pre-made cocktail.
This is the height of cocktailing craft. Have someone else do it for you.
Doesn't that look delicious, Bobby?
Bobby's gone now. Bobby ran away. Is he here? Wait a minute. There he is.
Actually, that is quite good.
Did you pour that over ice?
Single ice cube.
Oh, it's straight up, man.
You can drink however you want. He's an adult.
Yeah, it's got the single ice cube. It's not going to dilute.
I like that you gave us specific instructions, but he can do whatever the hell he wants. That's fine. All right.
Chef's playing up. He's going to do all 3 demonstrations for us. So he's just getting a couple more pork lines, so that way he could show us the chimichurri, the vinaigrette, and then the pesto too.
All right. We will.
Ready, right?
Chef, anything you want to mention to anybody right now? I can go through some comments that came through. I know you're busy getting everything prepped.
So yeah, I do actually want to mention, so after your allotted time, for myself it was 6 minutes, and checking it after 3 minutes, you want to let your meat rest. You want to let your protein rest. So over here, it's been resting for about 2 minutes now. What it's going to do, it's going to really lock in and seal in all those juices, all the flavor that we just developed. So while that's resting, 3 minutes aside. 3 minutes aside in the oven, and then I just pull it out just to let it rest. It's not going to lose temperature. It's going to do its thing. So let it rest, and while that's resting, we're going to go ahead and fill our hash.
Perfect. Do you need a couple minutes, or are we hanging tight with you for a bit?
Let me demonstrate it.
Sure, let's do it.
So, same thing. You want a nice hot pan, about a tablespoon of oil. Just want a really nice coat the pan. Okay. First thing we're going to add is our sweet potato. So I'm making enough for the 3 servings, so that 1 yam should cover enough. I want to get that nice and even onto the pan, really let it sizzle. Now we're trying to get a nice caramelization, a nice browning on the sweet potatoes. So we're going to let them do their thing. Next thing I'm going to add is my shishito peppers. Get those in there. Give it a nice toss. And we're going to let it sit. So it might be hard to see, but you can hear and you can see it, the shishito peppers blistering and kind of popping. That's what we're looking for. You want to blister to the skins. It's going to really bring out some nice flavors in there and everything else.
We can see it. It looks great. We can see it.
All right. So we're building our hash right now. We're going to let that go.
Hey, real quick, what's the heat on this is one of the questions we got coming up.
Right now, I started my pan on high just to get it started. Then I put it to about a medium high. So I cranked it down just a touch just to continue the cooking throughout. Okay. So you see that nice browning on the sweet potato here? That's what we're looking for. That's beautiful. Okay. Give those a nice toss. The very last thing we're going to add is our Brussels. The shaved Brussels that we added. We're going to add this last because it's already finely shaved and it's not going to take a long time to wilt. So we're just going to throw those in there. Give it a nice toss. And here's the piece that's really going to set it aside from just being a typical dish. That leftover sherry vinegar that we have from making the pesto, we're also going to include it into the hash. So just a nice splash.
Ooh, that sizzle was intense just now, man. That was intense. I love it.
I wish you guys could smell this. When you add that sherry in there, it really just brings it out. It really just makes it pop. And it was literally like a half teaspoon of sherry for this entire dish. So there it is. That's our hash. We're going to let this sit aside before we build our plates. And I'll see you guys out there in a couple minutes.
Okay, we'll come back to you in a minute here. Adam Green, anything exciting in the comments? I'm bringing you in, buddy. Sorry. Are you still eating?
Nothing exciting in the comments.
Nothing exciting. Not eating Adam. There he is.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Adam Ledford, can you hear me back there?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Let's look at what Brett's got going on over here.
Brett did say earlier his meat looks delicious.
Yeah. He's making his head.
Oh, man.
I'm digging it. Guys, tag your pictures. Take some pictures. Tag them. Don't forget, beat the Boredom AZ. Don't forget to tag us at Social Distance Drinking Club. I think we have like 3 different handles depending on where you're looking, which sucks, unfortunately. But I see Bobby getting the camera set back up for the area there. Bobby, just double thumbs up me when you're ready. Brett, how's everything looking, smelling, and tasting?
Looking good so far. I'm about ready to throw some of that sherry vinegar on here.
So we've got Dick who's here at the Hidden House. I'm gonna bring him in. Adam, I'm gonna pop you out for a second here. Adam, let's pop you out and let Brett keep cooking. Hey, Dick, if you get your camera somewhere where we can see some cooking action, I'm gonna pop you in here if they're still cooking away. If they're done and they beat Chef to the punch, they're doing it wrong and they're cheating. So, Brett, what did you think of the cocktail?
Oh, it tasted great.
Awesome. Love it. I see Julie walking around in the kitchen back there with Adam Ledford. Hold on, let me zoom in on that. Come here, bring that back. Yes. Yes.
I feel like that's looking pretty good, man.
So I would say that this is absolutely delicious, and I feel like what it's missing is some bullet rye, apparently, because it's apple shrub situation is real good.
Yeah, you know what I just realized? I have a little the dried up apple I need to throw in that cocktail to like top.
You didn't do that?
I need garnish. Sorry, I'm
Adam Ledford. Look at this.
Just going to town on the old sweet potatoes, yams, excuse me.
On the old sizzle cam? That's what we're calling this, the sizzle cam here.
I'm going with Anaheim chilies instead of serranos because I couldn't instead of shishitos because I couldn't find them. So we're gonna spice it up just a little bit. So it should be good though.
Check this out. Here's the kitchen over here at Hidden House. Hey guys, can you hear us?
Oh yeah.
There's some serious fire going on in that kitchen.
Oh, yeah. Greg here's doing most of the heavy lifting, but you know I'm pretending.
I love it. I love it. That looks amazing. Sizzle cam might be a new thing for when we do this again, which we will do again. And that's another exciting thing is that, guys, this will happen again. We're going to do this again. Bobby and I have been talking about it. We'll figure out what next week will be. But hopefully next week. So let's go back to sizzle cam.
I feel like that's looking pretty good.
That was one.
Hey, Yousef, I need some validation from the chef. It looks pleasant.
You need some validation from the chef? So is Chef ready to go yet? Hopefully he is. I'm hoping he comes back in here soon. But you guys have amazing plates. And let me go back to Dick's plate here. Dick's plate. Yep. We're all
All right, get it, buddy.
That's good. Bobby, I see you over there. Just let me know when Chef is ready. And for those of you watching right now, hanging out with us, you get to enjoy the weirdest cooking show ever, where people cook together. Social distance, safe social distance. So cheers to you for joining us on this fine episode 2 of Beat the Boredom. I'm looking at the comments. Someone said they want to order curbside tomorrow. So, Chef, you may be making some curbside food action happen. Dick, I'm going to pull you out for a sec. Adam Ledford will come back to your awesome looking situation. And Chef, can you hear me?
I want to make sure you guys have a good angle on all these plates here. How's that look?
Looking real good.
All right, awesome.
Looking real good. Brett, how's your Brett already plated. So Chef, I want you to look at this and tell us what you think, because Brett already took the time to plate this.
Hey, that looks great. You got
I've
the
already
pesto.
had it. It's delicious.
How's it tasting?
Great.
All right, well, what does Ellie think?
Ellie was hungry and wanted her meat like 20 minutes ago, so she's already eaten most of her
How's
pork.
the doneness on that loin?
What's that?
How's the doneness on it? Does it look good as far as
Yeah.
the cook on? Oh yeah, that's beautiful right there.
There
That's
you go.
exactly what we're looking for.
There you go.
I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, nice job, guys.
Hey, you guys enjoy your meal and continue hanging out and watch the show. We'll let Chef show us how to plate these his way.
Can I get a mixing bowl? All right, guys. So the first way we're going to plate it is the pesto, the original method that we started out with. So I'm just going to simply mix up this pesto that we made earlier. Start it off on the spoon here, right on the plate, and give it a nice push. Real simple. Okay? Now we're going to build on top of that. Go ahead and take our sweet potato hash, put it right over the top here. This is for a single individual serving. Oh, it's looking great. It smells great. I wish you guys could smell this for those who aren't cooking at home. It smells awesome. All right? So let's go ahead and just build all the plates before we actually add our tenderloin on top. The next one I want to build is our vinaigrette. Literally the same thing. You guys can go as crazy as you want with these plates. That's the fun part about this too. Once you're done cooking, let's paint. Let's be creative. Let's have some fun. So I don't know, maybe one of these, maybe one of those. There's my plate setup right there. Okay, same thing. Let's go over the top with our sweet potato hash, just like so. All right. Last but not least, we're going to go ahead and do the chimichurri method with that leftover arugula and leftover Parmesan cheese that we're going to make. We're going to make a small salad. So I just take a little bit of our arugula. Grab any of your favorite vinaigrette. For me, I made a nice red wine vinaigrette. You guys, whatever choice of vinaigrette you like, it's going to work just fine. Okay, just nice light dressing. I'm going to go ahead and season. All right, now that it's nicely seasoned, we're just going to go ahead and put this guy right on the bottom here. Nice little spritz of Parmesan cheese. Grab our sweet potato hash again. Let's go ahead and put this guy right next to the side.
So, Chef, you've got 3 different plates going right now.
Yes, sir.
They look absolutely amazing. Guys, if you've already plated your food, it's totally okay. If you're watching, you can get some plating techniques from Chef. They're amazing.
Little inspiration, little technique here and there. But if you guys are eating, I'm almost jealous because I'm getting hungry. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. For me, I want to go ahead and slice up my tenderloin before I serve it. It's just going to be real simple here. I like to take it from the top and just nice, even strokes all the way down. Get some nice thin slices there. I hope you guys can see the doneness of this. It's absolutely perfect. There's no juices spilling out because it's properly rested. Look at that. Hopefully, I hope you guys can see that.
Is, and I don't eat pork, but that is a juicy looking piece of pork right there, buddy. I've got some pictures I want to share with you, by the way, as we're going through this plating. So if you can see your screen right now, owner, our dear friend Gavin,
Hey, the boss man himself.
Working away. Look at that.
That's awesome.
Just got
I
these.
love that.
So what are we doing right now? You're kind of just spreading that. You're spreading your meat. Is that what's going on?
That's absolutely what's happening right now.
Oh, I got one more photo that just got sent to me, Chef, and this one's actually kind of neat. So we've got. You're familiar with the gang over at Craft 64, right?
Yes, we actually took it out and did a family meal with them earlier. And
so that is a photo from. That's a.
Absolutely love them. Oh yeah, baby.
That's a photo from Justin, who's the head chef at Craft 64, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's following along too.
There you have it. Honestly, we did a little extra touch here at the restaurant just because we're the Brickyard. That's what we do. We do a little bit extra. All right, you guys are more than welcome to do this at home too, but I do advise just be careful because it is a frying technique. I just don't want anyone getting hurt because working with hot oil can be a little tricky, a little dangerous. But we did make, with some of the leftover yam, we sliced it really thin and made sweet pommes frites that we're gonna go ahead and garnish over the top of these guys.
Ooh, sweet pommes frites. Hold on a second. Let me bring in Adam Ledford here. Did you hear that, Adam? You're muted over there, buddy. Did you hear that?
Real quick, let me. This is what I'm working with right here.
Oh, Chef, what do you think of that plating?
Absolutely beautiful. That's a gorgeous looking plate too.
Thank you.
Dig it. Well done, sir. Well, I'm sure you guys want to eat. So, is that brisket in the background? Not the meat, the dog.
That is brisket in the background. Pork on the table, brisket on the floor. That's how we do it.
That looks absolutely amazing. And you know how I know that pork tenderloin is cooked perfectly, rested perfectly? There isn't a single drop of juice on that plate. It's all in the pork. Nicely done, my man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nice. I love it. Hey, guys, I've got Adam, thank you. I've got Dick back here. Michael is at the Hidden House. Check out that plate right there. What do you think, Chef?
Yeah. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So the last part on our chimichurri dish, we're just going to go ahead and garnish over the top of the pork loin with churri as a condiment right over the pork loin. Oh, look how beautiful. That's amazing, actually.
Oh, that looks good. Hey, tell Kitchen Cam to get in there nice and close. Get in there nice and close.
So this is our chimichurri variation of it with a nice arugula salad, sweet potato hash, chimichurri. The next dish over is our vinaigrette with the same setup. Everything's the same. Just a different technique, different way of processing it, and it's going to change the texture of your dish as well. Over here is the pesto. That's it.
Thank you so much, Chef. Hand that over to somebody. I want to see somebody take a bite out of that thing, and I think that's really the last shot we need before we just talk and finish our drinks, and we'll take questions. You guys can all chat with us for a bit. Chef will be here to take your questions. I'll remove full frontal Chef at the moment because it's full backside Bobby. And Bobby, just take that laptop with you and we'll go have a conversation. Kitchen Cam is also dead. Adam Ledford, do you mind chatting with us for a bit? Brett, give me a thumbs up if you guys are okay coming in. Adam Green, are you okay now? Can I bring you in? You're not biting anything. He shrugged. You sure?
Yeah, I'm done eating.
Okay.
Those things look great, though.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, I have like 1 minute because I'm gonna go ahead and open this Dark Sky Just a Dream, delicious Amarillo hop dry hop Amarillo IPA that they hand selected a lot for at Crosby. So nice job by the Dark Sky. But also, I'm super hungry, so that's it. Beer's open. Bye.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, I just got a plate of hash handed to me, so that's exciting. Check this out. No protein for you, but I got some hash. Chef, we'll come back to your camera. Adam Green, what did you eat today?
We got some Greek food, ordered it in off a delivery service. Tammy had a gift card.
Okay.
Good. And I didn't cut my finger.
Hey, Adam, the secret ingredient I told you was the tip of my finger.
But just the tip, right?
It's the most important part when it comes to cooking. Have you gone to cooking class?
Not the Brett Berry School of Cooking, no.
You got to make sacrifices for a good meal, you know.
I've heard that chefs make a lot of sacrifices to do what they're doing.
I mean,
Hey,
I believe that's where blood, sweat, and tears came from.
I
Was
want
that
to touch on what
that's
Adam just said. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, I want to give a quick shout out to my guys, my staff here in the kitchen. I have my sous chef, Chef de Cuisine, Chef Nick. Say hi, Nick.
Hey, how's it going?
He's my guy. That's the man behind the scenes of everything. Exactly. I have some of my cooks here with me today. I have Aaron McCoy. And then I also have Fred back there somewhere. We'll get him on camera soon. But I just want to give a huge shout out to these boys right here. They work their butts off. This whole thing right now is really weird, and it's kind of a struggle for all of us. But
For
Fred,
them,
everyone
I
else,
want
to say thank you for saying that. I really do.
I want to say thank you for your time, but also for them, I want to say this is a great opportunity for us to do something we haven't done before. But my co-host Adam Ledford can squeeze back in here real quick. A really round of applause because it's too loud on a camera for Chef and the entire staff there, guys. Thank you. You guys did an incredible job today. Everyone watched, and yes, let's do what we always do. Let me bring everybody in here. If you've got a drink in hand, bring it over.
I need my cocktail, Yousef. 1 second.
We'll wait. And if anybody has
everyone out there cooking these home dishes, like I said, there's so much you can do than what was just in the food that was provided for you. I really want to push the fact that you're only limited to your imagination. You know, this is for you to be creative. That's my favorite part about being a chef, about cooking, is just it's a creative outlet for me. And the fact that we get to do that as a career, it's awesome, and I love it. And I just want you guys to know that, and hopefully you guys feel the same way. And if you guys do have any of these leftover pestos, vinaigrettes, I want to hear what you guys are thinking. Like, what's your next dish with that?
Yes.
I have a few ideas myself, but I'd love to hear it in the comments too. Like, let me know.
We're going to post something after this, I think, to ask everybody what they're going to do with their leftover pestos. I see what Adam's going to do with his leftover pesto.
Yeah.
And eat it right out of the spoon.
I think everybody definitely please post on Beat the Boredom AZ, spread the word, get the love out, between USBG and Social Distance Drinking Club and all these local shops. I mean, it's just such a cool thing, and I can't thank everybody enough for tuning in, 2 weeks in a row, sticking out with us for such a long time. But honestly, it's been a lot of fun just talking to everybody, hearing everything, getting harassed by Yousef for holding the camera wrong.
I got to feel like I'm doing something, man, even if it's a $0 job, but I'm teaching production classes now, apparently. Guys, let's get everyone in here for a toast. Everyone that's here right now in the live, when this all ends, we'll all hang out for a little bit and have our post-show drink. But I think we've got everybody right now, except for Dick. There he is.
Try to squeeze everyone here from the Brickyard.
This moment, hold on 1 second, guys. I need to make sure that the word questions isn't at the bottom of this. This is a celebration of exactly what the Social Distance Drinking Club is about, but also something that we can continue doing for weeks and months and hopefully years is showcasing amazing chefs people like Chef Sam and the staff at the Brickyard and the Hidden House. Thank you guys so much for being supportive. I appreciate you guys. And to my lovely co-hosts, you guys rock. Everyone here has been freaking amazing. So cheers to you.
Cheers, guys.
And cheers to absolutely everyone who is watching right now. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this show and be a part of it. And hopefully we get to do this again soon. There are a ton of great comments in here, and Chef, I will go back to those and show them to you. Lorenzo says you rock. Trista says thank you, Chef Sam. Evan says, well done, gentlemen. Food and cocktails are incredible. Jordan says, this is dope. Thanks, fellas. Thank you guys all for hanging out for 2 hours. We'll see you guys. We have an episode, the Sunday Day Drink, on Sunday at 1:30 p.m. on Sunday. We'll post it. That's happening. I will be the Sunday not drinking anything, fasting, but cheers, boys and ladies. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Hold on. It doesn't end until I put up.
Okay.
Episode 2, Beat the Boredom. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Cheers and good night.